friends, 2 time zones, and a shared love of stories.
I'm Freya.
And I'm Jamie.
Bridging time zones 1 chapter at a time.
Welcome to Once Upon a Time Zone.
Hi everyone, and welcome back to Once Upon a Time Zone. Today we're coming at you with a little bit of a different video, or a little bit of a different episode rather. We, of course, are still talking bookish things, but we're going to kind of go a little bit broader, talk a little bit about book events, book balls, book influence events, reading retreats, everything like that. I feel like it's a whole nother world that we're just yet to be honest, I'm still I'm not even a proper part of that world, I don't think I would say, because I was doing research yesterday and it's a big world. I didn't quite realize the extent of it. So we're going to be talking things all like that. It'll be a fun episode, a bit of a different one, definitely a very chatty one, but we'd love to hear all your thoughts as we go along. But of course, before we jump into that, current reads. Jamie, what are you currently reading?
I feel like in the past couple episodes we've recorded, I've been in the middle of a read, just finished one, about to start a new one. So I'm in that state again today. I just finished Flickerstate by F.A. Davidson. It's a YA standalone fantasy, and the magic system in it was really fun. So it was based on probability, which I think is so unique. I don't think I've ever read a magic system like that before, but it kind of merged together elemental magic almost with probability. So people who are navigators in that world could basically, manipulate the chances of different things happening, increase the chance of certain things happening, and then making other things lower if they don't want certain things to happen. So they could kind of change the future in these tiny little increments. But with that, obviously, there's a lot that you can kind of tamper with, in terms of people's decisions and what happens to those around you. So really cool idea for a fantasy. Yeah. And then it was kind of mixed in with academic setting, because the premise is our main character, she at the beginning, or before the book even starts, she gets attacked by flicker beasts, which are these beasts that when they bite you, they lower your chance of, they raise your chance of an early death in your life. So the more bites you get, the higher your chance of dying at a young age.
Oh my God.
Dying very soon.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Yeah, so she got bitten, and then her dad got bitten, but a lot more. So she's trying to find a cure for her and her dad, and that's why she enrolls in this navigation academy. And yeah, YA fantasy stuff.
That sounds so fun though, was it?
It was. The plot was really fun and fast-paced and interesting. There was something blocking me from completely connecting to the characters though. I feel like we didn't get deep enough into them. It felt a little bit like YA fantasy by numbers, which can be fun, but I don't know, we didn't get deep enough into the characters and their little nuances and complexities. And I feel like it was a little bit modern day feeling, the way they were speaking and stuff. And in the world, it kind of made sense because it was kind of our modern day world, our real world, but with a magical school. It wasn't a fully magical, period piece world. So it kind of made sense that way. But I feel like I don't really enjoy reading about teenagers talking like teenagers, and that's what they did.
No, I will say, I feel like YA can be really hard. And look, if you were reading that when you were younger, do you reckon you would have enjoyed it a lot?
Would have eaten it up. Yes.
Exactly. I feel like it's so hard because I feel like there's one kind of YA that is very written for teenagers when they're just getting into reading, and it's the best thing ever. And then there's YA that's a bit of a crowd pleaser, and you can read it at any age. And it doesn't have that point of separation. it's still a YA world, but they do write in a way that can get you super connected to the characters, which as I'm starting to think about it, I'm actually that is a bit of a problem in YA books I've been finding recently.
Yeah. You know what? Okay. I actually read This Woman Kingdom by Tahereh Mafi. That one got me. I'm pretty sure that one's YA, right?
I think
read
so.
kind of YA. Yeah. But it's because the writing style felt kind of classic romance writing style.
Yeah.
our characters were using the term like make haste. You know what I mean? It was that style. And the way it was kind of instant attraction, but then yearning. And the way that the yearning was described was very melodramatic kind of period piece yearning, which is, it's so over the top and like, yeah, it's a little bit silly. But because of the way it was written, I was like, yes, I love this so much. So
that's so good to hear because I've seen so many different things about that one and I was riding on your opinion, waiting for you to get, oh my gosh, that's so good.
No, I liked it. I'm going to continue the series. I'm excited.
Oh my gosh, that's so good to hear.
Yeah. So that was a YA that worked. Flickerstate worked in what it was, but yeah, I feel like it's not one that I'll think about for a very long time. You know, it's probably already left my head.
Just a bit of fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Just a little bit of fun, and that's okay. But what are you reading?
So I am currently reading, I'm like getting close to finishing actually, Into the Blue by Emma Brodie. When I tell you guys, if you have not been on my channel and seen the saga of me trying to find this book, it was, I remember when it was first published, it was everywhere. And I just didn't pick it up because I wasn't like, I don't think you'd read it yet. And I just only had just started seeing things kind of about it. And then I got a few comments being like, Freya, it's really, really good. You should read it. And I was like, okay, putting it on my radar. And I was like, you know what? I'll get it when I go to Europe because it'll be everywhere in Europe, right? I found one bookstore at the very end of my trip that had that book. And it was like this really expensive special hardcover. And I was just like, I don't want to read this on the plane because it's going to get completely destroyed. And I was like, oh, whatever. I'll just get it when I went back to Australia. Could not find it anywhere. Literally was just looking for ages. And then the other day I found it. It was the last copy on the shelf. And for some reason I just really wanted to read it physically. Like it just wasn't one that I wanted to get on my Kindle for some. I mean, I guess it was quite expensive on Kindle, like for a Kindle book. I think it was like $16, $17 for a Kindle book. And I'm like, I may as well just buy it physically. And I'm really liking it so far. I will say it took me the first kind of part because they're not really chapters. It's like
it's so long.
Yeah. I was like, I'll just finish this chapter. I'll just finish this chapter. 80 pages in. I was like, oh, okay.
It's still going. Yep.
I will say the first part I was a little bit like, oh, I'm not really getting their chemistry. Like I get that they're getting close, but like, because basically we start off with them with Noah and AJ like getting to know each other and then we time jump 7 years in the future. So it's the initial part I was kind of like, oh, okay. But after the time jump, I'm starting to feel a little bit more. And you're right. It's very like they're in like this tunnel, like a mind tunnel or something. And I don't know what it is, but it's just like everything. It's like when in a movie when someone sees something and then everything drifts away from it's weird.
Have you seen West Side Story? I think it's the old one and the new one, but it's like when they see each other at the gym, at the dance, and then the whole world just darkens and falls away and it's just the two of them.
Literally, it feels like that. It's like, it's like a tunnel. So I don't know how Emma Brodie is doing that because I was like, you literally told me that. So I was like, I probably won't feel it now that I'm going in because I'm expecting it, but no, I don't know how she does it. But yeah, having a good time. I haven't read a romance book or like a contemporary romance, whatever, in a hot minute. So I'm enjoying the change of pace.
But this one, it's not like a rom-com romance book. It's more, a little more literary. It's more rom drama, I want to say. Like a drama romance versus a comedy romance.
Yeah, I don't even know how to, like a literary romance.
Yeah. Okay. I'm so happy you're liking it though, because I was a little nervous.
I feel like I'm pretty easy to please with. As long as I like as I'm rooting for the main two protagonists in a romance or any kind of love story. That's a better way to describe it actually. It's like a love story. A love story novel. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm pretty easy to please. But if I don't like them and if they do one thing that like will give me the ick, then I'm done. So I feel like as long as they don't do anything icky, like no bad pet names, then I'm okay.
I'm a little scared.
Okay.
We'll see. Keep me posted, please, because I am a little nervous. Like I loved it and I will fully stand by it, but like we'll see.
Okay. I think I'll finish it tonight, so I'll keep you updated.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, please text me in the middle of my night while I'm asleep and I'll wake up in the morning to
Yep,
all of your
to a
texts and
bunch of texts.
updates. All right. Okay, I have one more little update before we get into our main topic of conversation, and that is I watched Hamnet over the weekend. So, Hamnet is a movie based on the book Hamnet by Maggie O'Farrell, and it's a movie book combination that I've been waiting to read the book before I watch the movie, but then over the weekend, I broke the biggest rule that a reader can break, and I just decided to watch the movie before reading the book. I still do want to read the book, but I don't know, that we were just browsing around, we wanted to watch a movie and nothing was jumping out, and I was like, Hamnet is literally the only movie on this catalog right now that I feel somewhat interested in watching. So, we watched it, and oh my goodness, it was so good. Like, cried
Wow.
multiple times. So if anyone who like doesn't know what Hamnet is, it tells the story of the inspiration behind Shakespeare's Hamlet and how he wrote that, but it's kind of focused on his family and the people around him. In the book itself, Hamnet, I'm pretty sure he's only referred to as husband or father. Like he's never actually named in the book, which I find really interesting. And so yeah, this is the movie adaptation of the book. It was just so emotional. It's one of those stories where I feel like there's not too much plot. Like if you break down the plot, you could probably say everything that happens in it within like 5 to 10 seconds. Like it's a very like not much happens, but it happens in such an emotional way, and we see our characters process these things, and that's like the whole story of like how he wrote Hamlet was processing certain things in his life. And I cried. Soundtrack was so good. Actors were incredible. So good. Made me feel all of the emotions. And it was really beautifully filmed, I feel like. There was a little bit of an artsy style to it. Kind of off-putting, but worked in the context of this story.
Yeah.
It was
That's
so
good to hear, because I have heard, like, again, one that I've heard many different opinions on when it came out specifically. But yeah, I have. Interesting that it's like doesn't have much of a plot, but it's just like one that you can really, really appreciate.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
it doesn't
more
need a plot.
about, it's emotions and about a family and how they work, like how they can work and not work,
Yeah.
kind of. But it's interesting. There definitely are a lot of creative liberties added into the story. So there's a little bit of a witchy twist to it as well,
Ooh.
which kind of adds this mysterious, eerie sense to it. So yeah, I don't know. I would highly recommend. I definitely need to pick up the book now because I did it in the complete wrong order. But it kind of inspired me to pick up the book even more. You know, it kind of worked to my favor where now I'm like, I watched the movie, love the story of it. Now I want to see it in words and kind of get deeper into everything in that way. So yeah, that was really good.
That's so
Great
exciting.
little update.
Oh, we love when we watch a good piece of cinema. Just like,
We love it. I
Restores
still
your
have to
faith.
watch the Odyssey. I'm working
I
on
know.
it.
Well, that's speaking of like wanting to read. So like, I don't think I've ever consecutively read the Odyssey, but I just like studied. I just
bits of
very
it.
like vividly remembered, studying parts of it. And now then I saw it in the store, and I think it was the copy that you got sent, and it's just such a nice copy. And I'm just
It's
like,
so beautiful.
I really want to read it now. And I was like, I know me, and it was the same with Wuthering Heights. Like I was like, I want to reread it because I just watched the movie, and like you just have so much interest in it. And I'm like, I want to do the same for the Odyssey. But like, I'm like, would I actually, by the time I actually get to this on my TBR, will I still have this like insane drive to read this really, really chunky, dense book?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm still wondering when I'll pick the book up. I've actually heard people have been telling me to not pick the book up before the movie.
Yeah.
Because the movie's it doesn't really follow it accurately.
Yeah.
So everyone's like, if you read the book right before watching the movie, you would hate the movie. So just do it separately.
Yeah. Separate times. Fair enough.
We'll see. Greg's actually reading the copy I got though right now. So
Oh,
he's
okay, cool.
tackling
Oh,
it
no.
before even I do.
Hopefully he still likes the movie.
Yeah. We'll see.
Surely.
He's a slow reader, though. He's a slower reader, though, so I feel like he's not going to get too far into it because we're probably going to watch the movie this week or next week. So
we can have an update soon on the podcast. Stay tuned, guys.
One day, yeah, we'll come back with an Odyssey update. Okay, shall we get into it?
Yep, let's do it.
So we're essentially, just going to go through a bunch of different types of book events that we've either encountered or heard of or just have a little bit of inside information for, and we're going to compare our experiences, with me being in Canada, Freya being in Australia, how different they are, if they're worth it, how expensive they are.
I feel like that's a big part.
That's a big part, yeah. And if we've gone to any of these types of events, would we recommend them? Like, what were our experiences? So the first one that we want to talk about is author talks. So panels, signings, all of that. And I have thoughts. I've been thinking about this one a lot because, so I am going to go on my Boston trip very soon. And I did find some book panels that I'm very excited about. So I'm going to try and go to them. I'll update you guys if I end up going to them after the fact. But there are some panels I'm excited about. But you know what the thing is? I was so shocked to see that these events in Boston are free to attend. And the only thing you need to pay for is if you buy a copy of the book, which likely you will. And I feel like that's how we should do it because the thing is too, I wanted to go obviously to the R.F. Kuang event that's happening in Toronto in September for Taipei story because R.F. Kuang, I'll go every time, but except for this time because the tickets to her panel, $100, and it does come with like a signed copy of the book, but there's no ticket option that comes without the book. And I feel like I've gotten used to, usually you have two options. You can do the ticket with the book or you can just do the ticket itself because, maybe you've already bought the book, maybe you already pre-ordered it. And I'm the type of person who I do like to read a book before going to the panel because I feel like I just get a lot more out of the talk, the conversation, if I know what they're talking about, the context of it. Yeah. And they make it spoiler free, but I just feel like I get a lot more out of it if I already know, you know?
Yeah.
So I usually, like to have the book before going to the event. And I'm like, I don't want to buy a copy of Taipei Story and then buy another copy of Taipei Story just because I want to go to the event. And the only option to go is to purchase another copy of the book. The event's also like a month after release.
Yeah, so, I was about to say.
I wouldn't want to wait that long before getting it and reading it anyway. So it's just a weird decision on their part.
Especially seeing that it's free, like that book events are free in Boston. And then like I didn't even know that was an option. I didn't even know what?
Me neither.
I think actually with R.F. Kuang as well, and this isn't by any means saying like her fault or like her rep's fault or whatever. I think it was just because she came to Melbourne recently, kind of recently, beginning of June, I think it was. And number one, tickets sold out instantly. But they as well, I think they were closer to like 70 AUD. And it also came with like a book, except no, that one did have signings. But I mean, we'll get into more of that later, like when they do and they don't have signings. But yeah, it's like, you had to get the book with it. And obviously I already had a copy of, it was Catabasis. That's what the
Which had been out for so long.
Yeah, I was like,
months.
We've all been there.
Yeah. Wow.
I feel like as well, it's very like going on to signings and stuff. It kind of makes it harder whether like if they're just doing a talk and you can just like might have the opportunity to ask them a question, like depending on how big the event space is. And then if you can get your book signed, I feel like that's a massive thing for me because like being able to have that personal interaction with them, even though it's like 5 seconds, it just does make it so much more special. And it's becoming less and less frequent in Australia. Like Lynette Noni did release recently, which I completely missed out on. It sold out in seconds. But again, you could buy a signed copy of her book, but she wasn't doing any signings, even though it was quite a small space she was in. So really it would be quite easy. But it's becoming like a less and less normal thing to include in panels and author talks, which I find very odd because I feel like that's always been such a key component to them.
Yeah, like you want to go meet your author that you're going to see. Like obviously there's a lot of value in the conversation, in the talk, but yeah, a big part of it is having even a 5-second one-on-one interaction, which I did have with R of Kuang last year and I did black out, as we all know. But, I would have loved to be able to relive that experience or redo that this year, but I just have to opt out. Like I can't be spending $100 on an event like that. I just don't have that kind of a budget. Which, like that's a lot. That's the most expensive one I've seen recently. So
that's crazy.
Yeah. There's that. And like sometimes it's not even guaranteed that you'll have that interaction with them. Sometimes it's not really noted before you buy the ticket too. Sometimes they only specify after you buy the ticket. Which is also odd. I will say when I went to the Fonda Lee one, what month was it? It was when Isako came out. May?
Yeah,
April,
I think
May? So. Around there. Her event was very, very fairly priced. I think it was like $20 to $30 or something.
Yeah.
Very, very great price. And yeah, you didn't have to buy the book. You had the option to buy it if you wanted to, but I already had it. And she did full signings at the end of it. And she actually, this can be a pro or a con for an event, but she spent a lot of time on the signings. It wasn't just a 5-second interaction. She was talking to, some of us readers for 5 to 10 minutes, which it's a pro because you get a great interaction with her, but a con because if you're waiting in line and you're at the end of the line, you're going to be waiting like 5 hours to get your book signed. But I just found that to be it was a great sized event. I think it was like 50, 60 people. I want to say it wasn't too huge and it just felt more intimate and just personable. And I thought they did that really well. So
that's one that I remember you coming back from and having such a positive reaction from. And I mean like, knowing Fonda. She's literally
she's our bestie.
She's literally the sweetest person ever. So, I feel like it definitely depends on like the organization of everything, how big it is. Because again, I know when RF Kuang came here, like that was such a big thing. We do not get a lot of author events, to be completely honest, in Australia. Like that's I've been keeping my eye out all the time for James Islington because like obviously he's Australian.
He's Australian.
And I'm like, surely he will be doing a lot of signings. I've yet to find one in Melbourne that he's done. So I just keep waiting, patiently waiting. But like it's just, I feel like not as big a thing. And then if it is, it's either in this little bookstore with really, really limited availability or it's in like what we have, like the city kind of town hall, which is just really, really, really big. Like hundreds of people fit in there. So it's just, there's like no in between. And I feel like that makes it a little bit harder for authors to come. It's just we don't get them as much. And I feel like, again, probably the authors I'm reading just don't come. Like I'm sure there are a lot of authors that do a lot of signings. But for some reason, a lot of cookbooks. I'm like, damn, wish I was in that world. I always see like cookbook talks, signings going on. I'm like, damn.
Interesting. But, Have you gone to one in recent years? I can't even remember.
I mean, it's a little bit further down our list, but the closest I've been is the Lauren Roberts. But that was more of an influencer event. But she did come to Melbourne afterwards and do like a little tour on cities. And then I think Sarah A. Parker was doing one, but I'm pretty sure it was just after I left for Europe or something like that.
Of course.
So, and then the Noni one sold out instantly because that was literally in this tiny little bookstore. Like I reckon they would have fit maybe 30 people in there. Like it was so small. So it's a bit of like, it's just harder to like go to them. I feel like I just never, there's always something that like either gets in the way or they're really expensive.
It's hard to pick and choose which ones you want to go to. Speaking of expensive though, we need to talk about book balls because these things are getting so out of hand. I don't think I've been to a proper book ball. I've gone to romantasy themed events where people will kind of dress up and, it's very on theme, but I haven't gone to a proper book ball. But, oh my goodness, there was one in Toronto that I was looking at. It happened a couple months ago. The cheaper tier tickets were, I think, $400, and the expensive tickets were $600. And when I tell you what these tickets included, the $400 tickets came with just like 2 hours of a dance. It didn't come with food. It didn't come with drinks, not even snacks. I'm not even talking dinner, okay? Whatever, dinner, can't do it. Not even
not like a complimentary
piece of
drink
toast.
Canapé.
Yeah, nothing. And it was $400, and that's it. And it was just a dance where they played modern music, which is, we'll get into that, but that's something that I don't really love in a book ball, because it's not on theme. And there was access to a marketplace. So you're spending $400 to buy stuff, to go shopping. Yeah, that was shocking to me. And then the $600 one included one drink, some canapes, and the same like marketplace you could go to, the same dance, and just like like 1 or 2 extra hours of access to the venue or something for photo opportunities. And I'm like, who has the budget to spend $600 on this? And you're not even getting food and drink. I just don't understand it.
And not to even mention like how much you'd put into your costume. Because like people, like you go in like literal ball gowns or fairy costumes. Like they're not cheap as an adult. That's insane. I'm surprised you could find the breakdown for all of that as well. That's really interesting.
It's because I saw someone dressed in fairy gear going home on that night, and I was like, is there a ball happening tonight? And I looked it up immediately because I was like, I want to look up these prices before they take the prices down. And I found their website. And another red flag too was that the website was still up. Like you could still buy tickets. But I checked it the next morning, and I'm like, but the event happened last night, so why are ticket sales still open? I was like,
you'd think it would close a few hours before the event or something, or at least once it's begun.
But they left their ticket sales open even after the event had happened, which was major red flags for me. And then I became a really big creeper. I'm not gonna say the name of this company or anything, because this isn't about starting drama, guys. It's just about talking about our feelings. But I looked on their Instagram the next day to kind of see what things they were posting. The venue was just a blank room, like a square room with blank walls with projections onto the walls.
Oh no.
And not even good projections. It was like, it looked like, even from the photos, I could tell that it looked really like skewed, pixelated.
Oh my God.
And it wasn't even detailed. It was just like a couple of vines, and it had their brand name in like a big font on the wall. And that was the backdrop. That was the experience.
That's so sad.
Yeah, I'm like, at least go to a castle. Like, we have some kind of castle like places, venues in Toronto. At least use one of those so the like environment is right. But it was just a very modern day. There was like exposed pipes. It was very much like a modern kind of like art gallery, contemporary art gallery kind of a space. Yeah. With these projections on the walls. And I'm like, you're charging $600 for that?
That's so sad. Oh my gosh.
I think I do feel very sad thinking of the people that are paying this much money for these events. And I feel bad for people getting ripped off. I'm like, I'm not falling for it. I'm not going to buy these tickets, but I feel bad for anyone who does, because the promise of it does sound fun. You know, who doesn't want to be a fairy for a night and just immerse yourself in a fantasy world? Like, it sounds fun, but it's turned into this thing where it's just companies taking advantage of readers, and that makes me very sad.
That's so sad, because like it does have so much potential. Like, there is literally so much that. And okay, so what would you think a fair price for the tier 1, for the $400 one? What do you think a fair price for that would be?
So I've been thinking about this, and I know I've never been to like a Ren fair, but I know those exist, and they do have those in Toronto. And I did look up tickets for one once, and it was like $15 to attend.
Oh my gosh.
And it was so much more immersive. And yeah, you have to buy everything on top of it. Like $15 is the entry, but there are kind of free performances everywhere you go. You can watch jousting and stuff like that. And any food or drink you have to buy. But with entry at $15, I feel like that's fair. And with a ball, you know, you might feel the need to make the price higher because you need to rent a venue, and that's expensive, especially in the city. But I don't know. I feel like I wouldn't go higher than $60, $70, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's pretty fair, especially if you're having like, was it a big space? Like they could fit a lot of people in.
I don't know. It was really confusing, the space they were in. There was that one square room, but then there was another hallway with the marketplace.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's so confusing. I after you mentioned that, I did some research in Australia because we have, like, from what I know, we have like one big one a year, and you will see people around Melbourne like dressed up in gorgeous, I will say, stunning outfits. And so our prices, and I couldn't find like a specific breakdown, but it just said starting at $320. So, you know, not that much cheaper. And I'm guessing because of the starting, I'm guessing, again, you have different tiers for different access.
Yeah.
That's still pretty crazy to me. Like $300 for access to a ball is, and like I feel like my, like, at the fairest price would probably be somewhere around what you said, but like maybe 100 if you really were like, we're renting out this venue, we've put so much work into this venue and made it like incredible, and then say you wanted like access to, like, you get a drink and you get food, maybe a little bit more, like, if we're going to be fair. Because I'm thinking of like, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I'm thinking of like whenever you go to those, I don't know if you've gone to, like, you know, sporting events, how they have like presentation nights and you like pay like a set amount and you get however many drinks and like 3 courses of food and stuff. I'm just thinking they're like usually $100.
Yeah.
So I'm actually like, no, that's probably, and they're usually in similar size venues.
Yeah.
So.
And if you think of even a wedding, if you're planning a wedding, you know like how much it costs to feed however many people for a big luxurious event like that. And like mine, I think, was $80 per head. So
for like actual food.
For good food, like it was great.
Yeah.
Like it was good food, 3-course meal plus like a charcuterie board. Like we had oysters and we had like, you know, past bites all around, and we had late night bites too.
Oh my God.
There were like little sliders and little things at the end of the night. And then for the meal, I'm just going through my entire wedding menu.
Literally.
For the meal, you got an appetizer, and then you got a choice of either like steak frites or like cod, or that we had like a veggie option, and then sticky toffee pudding. Oh, it was so delicious.
I found out recently, sorry guys, off track, but I found out recently, you call it sticky toffee pudding. We call it sticky date pudding.
Oh, but it's the same thing?
Yeah. I thought it was a different dessert. Apparently it's like, at least from the recipes I was searching up, it's pretty much the same thing.
Yeah, because it is made from dates. Sticky toffee pudding is made from dates, so that makes sense.
Yeah. Great choice though. Great choice.
Thank you. Yeah, I was like, everyone's having sticky toffee pudding at our wedding.
I love that.
It was so good.
So basically, what we've come to the conclusion on, it does not cost $300. It should not cost that. It should not cost over $80 basically to use your thing for like access to a nice space. And I think that would only be valid anyway if it's a really nice space and they've done it up and it makes you feel like you're entering a magic fairy garden when you go in, like
Okay, the thing is also, I feel like from the little clips and pictures I've seen from these book balls too, the immersion of it doesn't quite live up because on one hand, okay, I did bring up the music. Every clip that I've seen from these book balls are playing like Pitbull. Like very modern music. And I know like we probably all have kind of different preferences on what we're looking for a night out. But for me personally, if I'm going to like a fairy book ball, I want, I don't know, someone play a fiddle.
Like
You know what I
music,
mean?
like folk music.
Yeah, like is it
Not
over the top
Pitbull.
and maybe a little bit cheesy? Like, yeah, but if I'm going to a book ball, that's what I want. You know, I want to immerse myself in a fairy fantasy world. Why are we all dressing up in fairy wings and ball gowns and dancing to Pitbull?
I'm sorry,
Please
I'm
tell
losing
me.
it. This is so funny.
Please. It's literally always Pitbull. It's always Pitbull.
I thought you were going to say like some Taylor or something like that. No, Pitbull.
No, it's Pitbull. Every single time, without fail. I see a clip of Pitbull.
That's so funny. I will say I haven't seen enough clips. And if I do, they usually like they're on TikTok and they have their own sound like put into them.
Right.
Like, you know, the classic Akatar sound over the top of
Yeah.
them. So I don't know what music they play, but now I'm curious. Now I'm going to do a bit of a
Pitbull.
deep dive.
If you ever saw the raw clips behind the overlay of nice fairy music, it's Pitbull.
That's so funny. Please, if anyone has ever been to a book ball that like actually was amazing, or even just if you've been to one, please let us know your experience because now I'm so curious what they're
Yeah.
like all over the world. Because like,
Yeah.
is this just I don't know. Because I know that
feel
they're
like-
everywhere.
I feel like it's a pretty recent thing that's blown up because of the rise of romantasy and because, you know, we all want aesthetic, cute events. Like it's what we all kind of are craving at the moment. So it's been, there's been this kind of like, I don't know, everyone's doing it now. Everyone's trying to host a book ball. I will say I did go to, not a book ball, but it was kind of an ACOTAR themed party that Hopeless Romantic Books in Toronto hosted. And they did invite me. So I did go for free, but I do know the tickets were around $60 for
Okay.
entry. And I thought they did a good job. They hired a live singer who was
Oh my
like
gosh.
she was like playing the violin or something and singing, and all the songs were very on theme. Like she was singing cover songs, but they all felt very like, because of the instruments and everything, they felt very on theme. There were crafts everywhere that came free with the cost, no additional cost. There were crafts. We got a food item, a drink. There were free tarot readings, which was really cool. But yeah,
Yeah, see,
it was just a good way to do a type of an event like that at a good price. So it can be done.
I think that's what makes it so hard for me to get my head around, and I guess it kind of moves on to like our next point. But like when you do go to a few events and you see how they can like curate this and really make it worth it, then you're like, there could be more going on there. Even just little things like having activities to do, or I don't know, like how cute would like little making your own garlands or something be there? Like that's so simple. That's not hard.
And we did. We literally made flower crowns. There was a flower
That's
crown
so
making
cute.
station where we could make our own flower crowns. We made bookmarks. Like there was a bookmark charm station, so we all made our own bookmarks. There was a photo booth, and we could kind of bedazzle the photos that we took. Like, and we could take the
So
stuff
cute.
home too. It wasn't just activities. It was literally
Yep.
free takeaways. That, well, not free. It came with the event ticket.
but like makes it
was-
worth it.
Yeah, like you're paying $60, but you're actually getting stuff out of it. Which is like, wow, what an idea.
Crazy.
Crazy. You're not just standing in a square room.
Oh my gosh, now I want to go to one and like actually, but I'm not about to pay. That's not in my budget.
No, yeah.
Shall we move on to though similar things like book conventions, influencer events kind of thing? I feel like I don't know. Have
Yeah.
you been to many book conventions?
So in terms of book conventions, there was a romance book convention in Toronto that they invited me to. So again, I had free entry to it.
Yeah.
But it wasn't worth it. Like it really wasn't
okay.
worth it. And I'm saying this as someone who didn't pay.
Yeah.
I'm sure there are conventions that are done well, but in terms of this one, I feel like it could have also been because I'm not really the biggest fan of romance books in this era of my reading journey. So I just wasn't interested in a lot of the authors that were there, a lot of books that were being talked about. But I did go to a panel that was at that book convention, and there was just, I don't know, the quality of the panel and the discussion wasn't up to par. Like, it didn't provide any insight. The questions the moderator was asking were very basic questions. I don't, like, it just felt all very surface level. And I feel like there were some attendees that were enjoying their time. Like, it was just, you know, good times, giggles, laughter, whatever. But I feel like when I'm going to a book convention and a book panel, I'm looking to get some deeper insight into books, into writing, into the making of these stories. And I feel like that it was just a very low quality discussion that I went to. Again, not going to name the book convention, not going to name the author or the moderator. But I was surprised. I have been wondering how, I guess, these book conventions and author panels and talks choose the moderators that they choose for these talks, because it's honestly something that I'm curious about trying and getting into. Like, not that I would be a great moderator. I have no idea.
No, I think you would.
If I would
I think that would be so cool. It is a really interesting, like, I wonder how they put these events, how they choose, if it's like about like, surely it would be about like author dynamics even as well, like what.
Right.
You know, like that's what I kind of think. I'm like, oh, would they choose just like who they think the author would like bounce off well almost, and like.
Yeah, I have no idea. Does the publisher choose or does the author choose? Like, is it just the author?
Or is it like
I want to talk to that
PR
person?
team? Like,
or is it
I don't know.
The agent, the PR? I don't know. But it is something that I'm curious about. I'm like, how do I get on that list of people to be considered for panels? Because I feel like it'd be so fun to do.
Yeah.
I always have so many questions for authors.
Like, literally.
I was like, please tell me this.
Yeah, I think, look, I will say, and like I just said, like ask Emmy, but also I see her doing a lot, and honestly.
Yeah.
Those ones, like, I don't know if it's like Edinburgh, London, I don't know what's in the air over there, but they look amazing. So, yeah, I don't know if it's just, like, again, I don't know if I'm just not in the world. Like, I feel like I'm definitely always on the ball if there's author talks or whatever, but I'm not really, like, I've never been to a book convention because I've never really been intrigued enough to go. And there's never really been an authors or really like books that I'm super interested in. I mean, I guess you could count, is Supernova, does that count as do you have that?
Supernova? What's that?
It's like a really big book convention, and it's like heaps and heaps of different authors, but I think it's also like kind of just everything nerdy. Like you often get, like, I know that Spike, the Buffy actor, was there in Australia last year doing like meet and greets and stuff. Like you have these, you know, kind of, I don't want to say like stars coming as well, but usually they're like, it's like a niche, you know, it's like a cult classic kind of person coming.
Is it like,
or like
Comic-Con?
comics? Yeah, kind of like that. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I guess it's like the equivalent of Comic-Con.
Yeah, but just like more authors as well. We also have Comic-Con, so we've got both.
Oh. I feel like I've been seeing a lot more authors doing Comic-Con too. I'm pretty sure V.E. Schwab did Comic-Con. I've been seeing a lot of authors do, panel events at Comic-Con for the past 2 years, I want to say. So that's cool.
I feel like that's one that I'm also always like, oh, I kind of want to go, but also I'm always like, do I want to brave the, like, first of all, tickets quite expensive. And then you're like, do I want to brave the lines? Because that looks like, especially if it's in summer, it looks like the most overwhelming thing ever.
And we know now how you do in the heat and in the crowds.
And in the crowds, yeah. It's like, it's a no-go for me. Unless I'm well-fed and well-hydrated, it's a no-go.
Honestly, so fair.
But yeah, they're kind of interesting. I haven't really had the opportunity to go to many, so I can't feel like I can comment very well on them.
I kind of wish there were more non-romance themed ones. I think there are around the world, but in terms of Toronto, every kind of big event that I've seen has been romance or romantasy themed. And it definitely has a lot to do with the fact that romantasy and romance are very popular these days. Yeah. But I do wish there were other genres being celebrated at these events too. That's all I ask.
Enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Give me a little variety and I'll be happy. Okay, let's talk about influencer events, though.
Okay, now this I can comment on. Like, I've got a little bit more insight into this.
Give us your comments. What do you think?
So I've been to, I feel like there's a few different ones. And if we're going to talk like specifically bookish influencer events, I think they like literally like my favorite things. I love going to them. And I think my biggest one that I went to was like Lauren Roberts which I did fly to. I had like a holiday planned around it, but I was in Sydney. So I got to go and that was amazing. Like I feel like when I used to see those online, I used to think, oh my God, they have so much time to chat to the author personally. Like you just like get to know them, which in my experience, that didn't really happen. Like you did get a meet and greet and you got a photo.
Yeah.
But just kind of like your typical book signing and you got to, it was just like a really small author talk panel type situation. And she was kind of hanging around whilst we like, there was lots of little cupcakes and everything, but I'm not about to go and push my way to the front to talk. I was not brave enough to be that person. So I just kind of hung in the back and like chatted to everyone else, which was fun as well. Like I met so many great people. But I do think like influencer events, they're funny because they're presented in a very different way and you see them in a very different way online.
Yes.
To what they're like in person, and they're still amazing and I'm always so grateful to be invited to them. But I feel like what you don't see is like you're meeting a bunch of new people and you're a little bit awkward and like at least that's me.
That is the real genuine experience because every time you go, you usually don't get a +1 to these things either. Like sometimes once in a while there will be a rare one where you get a +1, but usually it's just you. And as a little introvert, girly, it can be hard. It can be scary. So every time I get invited to one of these events, I'm like, on one hand, so excited, like it's going to be such a good time. But on the other hand, I'm like, I have to like go and talk to new people and be brave and say hi to someone I don't know. Like it's scary. And yeah, there is quite a bit of awkwardness to them as well. Now, I will say after going to a bunch of them in Toronto, there are kind of like regular faces that I'm seeing. And so I feel like I am sort of making more friendships at these events. So usually I'll know at least a couple people there that I'm like, oh, I saw you at that other one a month ago, kind of a thing. And so it does get a little better the more you go to them, just because you actually make friends after a while. It's so hard to make friends in your adult years, guys, but it can happen.
It's like
sometimes.
Okay, my question as well is when people like, have you ever had like a mutual moment where like you follow the person and like you follow each other and like you might have interacted once or twice online? Well, obviously you had it with Mads, but like you knew Mads more. Okay, the number one thing that gets said to me in person when they meet me is, oh, you're so much shorter than I thought you were.
I can't wait to see you in person and like actually see that we're the same height because I still am not convinced.
I swear I'm not that short. Like I swear I'm like 5'2", maybe like verging on 5'3" if I'm going to be completely honest. Like I reckon. Lots of people say I'm wrong, but I don't feel that short. But I always get comments as well, like whenever I'm like doing outfit in a days and I'm like, yeah, these are really great for shorter girls, like these jeans because they don't drag on the floor. Everyone will be like, oh, I thought you were like 5'9". I'm like, do I give off tall person energy? I did not know this.
You do. And I like now that you told me, I kind of can see it more. I'm like, oh, maybe you are short. But before you told me that, I thought you were at least a medium to tall. So
that's so funny to me. Do you ever have things like that though? Do people ever like say like? Because
I think I used to get it more. I think when I just did photos online, I used to get it a little bit more because my proportions are, I don't know, there's something about my proportions. Apparently, you guys, fun fact, I have the perfect scientific proportions. There's a new fun fact about me. Like, the Da Vinci's,
how do you figure that out?
Like Da Vinci's Vitruvian Man?
Yeah.
How he's like in the circle and his arms like, to a T, and then in the V they like hit the circle. Yeah. Apparently I have those proportions, and apparently those are the prime proportions that you're supposed to have. So that's just a random little flex for me. The way I found out is, okay, here's another little bit of a lore dump. When I was working in the film industry in the VFX company, sometimes we would have to do motion capture to kind of give data to our animators to kind of like, put in visual effects and creatures and stuff. And because I have a dance background, they would get me to do the motion capture a lot. So they would put me in the motion capture suit and I would like act like a Viking or act like a person getting killed, stuff like that. And they had to take my measurements so they could apply it to the motion capture properly. And so when the motion capture tech guy, I guess, took my measurements, he was like, "Did you know that you have the perfect proportions?" And I was like, "I did not know that, but thank you. And I'm going to remember that forever. And now that's going to be a fun fact that I can bring up whenever the time comes." And the time has come. Yeah.
That's so fun. That's no, okay. I feel like that does definitely like make it a little bit harder to tell your height.
Yeah,
because like
I'm perfectly proportioned. That's just it.
That's so funny.
Weirdest flex ever.
I'm so excited to see in person. Anyway.
I know.
Yes. Influencer events. Yeah, it is very funny seeing people that you like talk. Like, again, I feel like we have a kind of smaller group in Australia and I do like I have a lot of Australian mutuals, which love them all. And it is really funny seeing them in person and like just being able to, it's like, I know you. It's like when we get people on the podcast, you're like, I know you, but I've never actually like talked to you.
Yeah.
So it's a very funny experience. And I will say, if you want to do like my favorite influencer events, I have to selfishly say are movie premieres. Whenever there's a book to movie adaptation and I get invited, they're like the best thing ever. I love them so much. The little photo ops, the little like they're the ones that I feel like I don't feel as awkward at because I'm just so excited.
And there's
like I'm just nerding out.
Like you're going to watch a movie too. Like you could go watch a movie by yourself and it's completely fine. So I feel like
literally.
Those ones. And usually those do come with a +1, which is nice.
Yeah, I know. It's nice to have like a little buddy. They can reap the benefits.
A little buddy. Yeah. Okay. Manifesting, fingers crossed for Sunrise on the Reaping, because please.
Literally.
Everyone.
Like the funniest thing was we went to the cinema the other day and I was like, they were going through all the trailers and I was like, they really should be showing the Sunrise on the Reaping trailer by now. Like we're really getting close. And then like you hear this boom and like it's like Snow's voice and I was like, okay. But it was like the exact timing. And I was like, oh, I am counting down the days. Literally, I cannot remember a time I've been this excited for a movie.
I cannot wait. Yeah, I'm so excited. In terms of more things but influencer events though, in my experience, they really, really vary. There are some influencer events that are literally just photo ops, and those are my least favorite. Like, obviously grateful every single time to be invited, but I do find some of them to be a little bit more just on the surface, superficial. You're just there to take a cute photo and spread the word, and that's it. And it's just like, okay, I'll go home now. It's okay. I got my picture. It's fine. And then there are some events that have kind of more involved, like are more meaningful, like the Sarah A. Parker one that I went to. And it was just a small group of us, and we got to spend a lot of time with Sarah A. Parker and her husband. And it was like, I still think about that event to this day because it was honestly such a cool experience being able to have so much time to talk to an author that you love. So I found that to be really meaningful, and I feel like they did a really, really great job at that, making sure they kept it intimate. And it wasn't just a photo opportunity, you know? So that was cool. And then one that I recently went to, which was actually really, really cool, and I want to go to more of these, was Penguin Random House invited a bunch of us to their office in Toronto to talk about the future of reading and publishing. And I found this idea that they came up with to be just really smart, honestly, because I think a lot of people these days get their book recommendations online. And they actually asked us that in the talk too. So they basically, the whole point of it was they wanted to ask us what we wanted to see in the future of publishing, like what types of books we think are missing in these days, what types of books we want to see more of. They asked us also like what tropes we're sick of. And so that was a funny one because we all just started ranting. I was like,
so funny.
I was like, I literally told them, I was like, I hate Who Did This to You. hate like all of these. Like it was just such an open-ended conversation, and we all felt so free to actually voice our opinion. That was really cool. But what was I saying? I don't even remember what I was saying. Got off track there.
Were we just talking about the penguin influencer event? Like that was like the
Yeah.
one? Yeah.
Yeah, but I wanted there was a point. There was a point I was trying to make, and I lost my train of thought. I'm so sorry. But it was a cool event, and I found it really smart because, oh yeah, this is what I was going to say. They asked us also where we got our book recs from, and all of us were like, we get book recs from the people we follow or our friends or just things that we see on the internet. And they were like, who does anyone get their book recs from the Globe and Mail, like the top books list or something? And no one raised their hands. And it was so funny because they were like, okay, where should we be spending our money? Should we be spending our
Yeah.
money on like traditional marketing areas, or should we be spending our money on like, yeah, ARCs, word of mouth kind of reviews, stuff like that? And yeah, I thought it was really cool just going to talk to them. There were like the publishing team, they're the PR team, the marketing team. There were some editors there as well, and we were able to talk to them after and just like get to know what an editor does day to day. So yeah, it was really cool, an actual insight into the publishing industry. And like, I want to go to more things like that. I'm like, I want to, know what goes on behind the scenes. I thought that was cool. And I feel like they didn't even set up very many opportunities for photos and stuff. Like the event really wasn't for hype and commercial and, bragging about the fact that you went to this thing. It was very like they wanted to get our input, and that was very cool.
Yeah. And that's it, like it shows that they really value like community and stuff, which is so nice.
Yeah, it felt really therapeutic just also airing my grievances to like
Someone in the
to
industry.
someone. Yeah, like, oh, you can actually do something about this. So I'm gonna
Like
tell
putting
you.
it out there.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you, and you're gonna write it down, and hopefully you do something.
Yeah. Love that. Our last one, book club events. This one is, I'm curious to hear your thoughts on this one because I feel like, again, I don't have too much insight into this world, but it's more specifically talking about events that you have to pay to go to, like a book club that you're paying to go to, a subscription or something that really isn't going to get you much. I don't know. What's your experience with these? Because I've never ever obviously signed up to any of them.
So this was like 3 years ago, I want to say. I joined this book club, and it was kind of like you subscribe to their newsletter, and every month they release a bunch of tickets to a book club event. And the average price, I want to say, for events was maybe $50, $60.
Ooh.
And honestly, I feel like that price was fair for Toronto because of the kind of lengths that the organizer went to making everything on theme, to booking at a restaurant. We did have food and drink included. So for Toronto, that's honestly a pretty fair price. So I was enjoying those. I actually only went to one event because then the month after I joined, she turned it into a subscription service. And so you would pay like, I don't know, $15, $20 every single month to basically be subscribed to the newsletter. And that gave you the opportunity to sign up for a book event that you would have to pay an additional $80 on.
Oh.
And so I had a big problem with that because I was just like, why are you charging people $15 to $20 for the chance to be on a wait list, essentially, for an event? Like, you're not even guaranteeing a spot at the event. You're not like, what is that money getting you? And so this was 3 years ago, and since then, that book club kind of crashed and plummeted ever since she made that business decision, which, like, thank goodness. But I've been seeing this year a lot of other kind of Toronto little organizations pop up that function that way. And again, I'm not going to name names, but I'm sure if you look for it, you could probably find it. I don't want to get in trouble. But I have been seeing this uptick of subscription clubs that don't offer you anything. There's one that I recently came across, and it kind of operated under a very similar pricing model. But then they were also doing these events of they were charging $20 to do these reading picnics in parks. And these parks are public parks. And I'm okay if if you have to pay for an event in a public park, but they kind of provide things like, oh, you get snacks, you get a drink, you get whatever, a cute little setup. For sure, I'm going to pay for that. But when I read about what this $20 gets you, it doesn't get you much. It was bring your own blanket, bring your own snack. They might give you like a pop, like to drink, a can of something, a can of Coca-Cola to drink, and that's it. For $20 to sit in a public park and either read or talk to other people who are sitting in the park around you. And I just, why are you charging for that? Why is that something you charge for? Like, I could just walk into the park, put my blanket down beside you, and sit there for free. Like, it just doesn't make sense to me.
On the other side of things, that's literally what happens in Australia. Like, we have Facebook clubs that is just like, we're all going to meet here on this day. And you can bring a book, and you can bring any snacks you want, and we'll have a picnic.
You pick a park, you put a little pin down on the map, you say we're going to all plop our butts down here and bring our own snacks and read or hang out. And it's free because you're going to a park.
So that was bizarre to me.
Yeah, wild. I really, really dislike that. And I looked also through this book club, quote unquote, book club's Instagram. And you know what? They were using AI photos for their promo material too.
Absolutely not.
Which, like, how can you be, advertising and being like, oh, I want to gather readers together to have meaningful connections and meaningful whatever, and you're using AI images for your promotional material? Like, very obviously AI to me. And I think it is kind of hard sometimes to spot, but I feel like I've gotten very good at spotting AI.
I feel like you have to when we're looking at like book news and stuff, you need to to identify it.
But there are so many things you can tell, like kind of really obvious things that tell you it's AI. Like there was a picture of this girl, and she was reading a book and holding a wine glass or something. She was missing like 2 fingers. It's like, what's going on with your hands? And then, you know how sometimes AI can't write words properly, like on a book title or something? There were some book titles that had that kind of AI gibberish on them. I'm like, why?
So what? Like
no. Yeah. But the problem is they're getting followers. They're getting support. They're getting followers. People are signing up for these
that makes me sad.
things. I know. It makes me want to like jump into action and make a book community that's worth it. But then I'm also like, I'm so busy because you know what the thing is, that book club that kind of crashed and plummeted 3 years ago, a group of us that were in that book club actually made a new book club ourselves that was completely free, and we had 300 members in it at one point in Toronto. We had in our online community, and then we had like 50 to 60 people showing up to the in-person events, and it was all free. And if it wasn't free, it was non-for-profit. If like sometimes we had to book a party room in a condo, and it would be like, well, I'll just split the condo room cost, but it was like $10, and that gets you a condo room and pizza, like stuff like that, so I was doing that for a little bit, but I kind of, after a year of that, I was like, oh my gosh, this is so much work to host events every month for 50 people. That's a lot to do.
A lot. That's like a full-time job.
Yeah, which is why I do understand charging a fee for stuff like this, because it is work to do month to month, but the subscription stuff where you don't get anything, or the $20 paid picnics in public parks where you bring your own blanket and bring your own snacks and bring your own everything, we just can't accept that. We cannot support that.
Yeah, 100%. I know it kind of feels weird when people like start to capitalize. At the end of episode, we can tell capitalize on the love of like the hype that books are getting now, and like the community that it's creating. And yeah, it makes me really sad when people try to do that. I'm like, guys, it's just a fun little community. Like, let's not ruin it.
Yeah, let's read in the park for free. Yeah. That's our motto. We read in the park for free. That's the final the final lesson of today's episode. We read in the park for free.
I love it. I love it.
And with that, that brings us to the end of our hour. We actually have been talking for like an hour or over an hour. So
Here I was thinking
yeah.
this was going to be a shorter episode today, but
No, never.
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 Mm-mm.
There's always something to rant and ramble about. But yeah, if you guys are here, please let us know your thoughts on book events, your experiences with them. Would be so curious to see your experiences around the world with them as well, because obviously we have an insight to Canada and Australia, but would love to hear, yeah, how they are in your end of the world. But all that to say, if you are still here listening to the end, thanks for listening wherever you are in the world or whatever time zone you're in.
Until next time, stay comfy and keep reading.
Don't forget to subscribe and follow us on socials for more bookish content.
Bye. See you next week.